Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth, and this year, as one of my 2014 resolutions, I am going to start a booktube channel. I have been inspired by many booktubers in the booktube community from about October through December, watching your videos religiously. So I'm going to start as the first video on my channel of giving you my 2014 bookish and reading related goals. The first one is, I would like to read a total of 75 books this year. For some of you, that's a lot, and for others of you, that's nothing at all. Especially those I've watched this past couple of days giving your year-end wrap-ups of 100 and something plus books, which is absolutely insane, and I applaud you. However, for me, I don't think that's quite obtainable, and I want my goal to be challenging yet reachable. My next goal is I want to read a little bit of a variety of genres. I have typically been a sci-fi girl growing up most of my life. So I'd like to branch out. I've also read a lot of young adult fiction. So for me, although I will continue to read those kinds of books, I do not want to only read those types of books. So this year I would like to read 5 classics. One of which is going to be The Three Musketeers, and another is going to be Alice in Wonderland, which I have not read the entire Alice in Wonderland all the way through. I've read sections of it, and I've watched, the Disney version, and I absolutely love that tale. So that will be definitely one of my classics you can look forward to hearing from me. The other thing is I would like to read 2 nonfiction books. And there will probably be more, but I want to read at least 2. Because I think nonfiction can bring you a lot of knowledge, and I enjoy nonfiction kind of like news articles, and I was a biology major and recently graduated in December, and so I enjoyed reading the research kind of side of things, but I want to read more of the published books. Also, I would like to read 5 adult novels, and I'm not talking adult sci-fi or fantasy because those are genres that I've already dipped into a little bit, but I mean outside of that. So whether mystery, which I was into vividly in like 7th and 8th grade. I loved some of Agatha Christie's books, and I might reread some of those and read some new ones, but I definitely want to read 5 new adult books that I've never personally read. The other thing is I want to read the entire Harry Potter series from book 1, in the States it's called Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, to the very end, from start to finish throughout the year. And I want to take my time and pay attention to the details, because throughout the years, although I've read several of these books 3 or 4 times, a lot of the details escape my memory, and it just brings back such a happy place for me. One of my other goals is to post videos on this channel consistently throughout the year. My goal is to hit at least 150 videos, which comes out to about 3 a week, give or take a bad week here and there. And one of the video series I'm considering, and I will at least do for book 1 of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, is I want to do a weekly, I wouldn't say like read with me, but I'm going to divide the book into segments. So for the first one, I'm going to read, and all of these videos are going to be Thursday. I'm going to call it Harry Potter Thursday. Quite original. Not so much. So for the first week, I'm going to read chapters 1 through 4 in the book, and then the second week, I'm going to read chapters 5 through 8. Then it's going to be 8 through 12, and then I'm going to read, sorry, I had to make sure it's kind of right. I'm going to read 13 through 17 to finish out the book. And at the end of every book, you'll see my thoughts on the movie as I rewatch the movie after immediately finishing the book. And these won't always be a summary. I think a lot of these will be just my thoughts on certain things, so I might go off on a 10-minute rant on one paragraph in those 4 or 5 chapters, but it will be based on that. And I encourage you to read along with me. I think Harry Potter is a wonderful story, and whether you are reading it for the 100th time or for the first time, I think it's magical. No, it doesn't matter how many times I cracked open the book, it is one of the most magical things I've ever read. And the other thing I would like to do this year is I would like to plan a novel, and maybe, and I'm not putting myself to this, but maybe starting a draft. I don't want to rush and do it and do NaNoWriMo or any of that craziness that some of you like die-hard writers can do. I am somebody who is dyslexic, so writing is not something that necessarily comes easy to me, let alone reading in general. I have really had to force myself to read, and my love for it makes it easier, but there are definitely times when it's frustrating. So coming from that standpoint, my goal isn't necessarily to get it published. I just want to have written one so I can say that I wrote a novel. And I would like to plan that, whether in outline form or just kind of spiderweb graphs. I would like to plan that this year. So yeah, thank you. And oh yeah, my other one is I want to do a written review for every book that I read this year, and I would like to do a video, kind of either a discussion based or just a plain review on at least half of those books. That way you guys can get my book recommendations. So thank you, and I will see you hopefully next video.